Okay, welcome back for day 4. So excited that you're here. And I'm proud of you for making it this far because, you know, the truth is most people don't finish what they start, right? Most people get excited about an idea, they watch a video or two, they maybe write a couple notes in their journal, and then go back to life as usual and fall back into their default patterns. But not you. You're here, you're still showing up, and today's session is one of the most powerful and eye-opening ones in the whole challenge. Because today I'm going to show you what it actually looks like to build a six-figure sound healing business without guessing, without overwhelm, and without burning out. So this is like a roadmap. Today's like a roadmap that I'm going to guide you through. And once you see the full picture, you're going to understand why most sound healers struggle and what the ones who are thriving are doing differently. And this roadmap is what took me from doing pretty well, just doing okay, hosting public sound bath events, to adding in other layers of income on top of the model that we learned about yesterday and achieving the six-figure per year business as a solopreneur, entrepreneur sound healer. And, this is where I'm making consistently over $10,000 a month, sometimes much more than that, through a combination of some of the income streams I'm going to share with you today. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're doing so many things and, to try to grow your sound healing business, but nothing seems to stick? Like, is that you? Maybe you've tried hosting some sound bath events, but you're not getting the results you'd like, and you're posting more on social media. And maybe you've spent hours designing a logo or making a website, and maybe you've already been booked for some private sound bath sessions and thought, well, that was nice, but how do I turn this into something real and consistent where you're exceeding your living expenses and actually designing the income and the impact and the lifestyle that you want? And if that's you, just know that you're not alone. Most sound healers are trying to build a business with no roadmap, no structure, no clarity. And it's like trying to put together a puzzle without the picture on the box. And so that's why it's so exhausting. That's why it's inconsistent. That's why your confidence starts to take a hit in this. So today I want to flip the script and I want to show you what it looks like when you have the picture on the box. And just to be clear, you don't need to know everything right now. You don't need to know everything. You just need to, follow along with me today. You don't need to figure it all out today, though. But when you can at least see the path, you can stop spinning your wheels, you can focus, and you can start building a business that supports your lifestyle and not drains it, right? So inside my program, the Sound Healer Blueprint course, I walk students through this entire process in great detail, step by step. And today I want to give you a high level view of the framework so you understand what's actually involved in building a professional, profitable, and fulfilling business in the sound healing field. There are 6 phases, and one builds on the last, and each one is essential. So let's go through them one by one. This is what I call the 6 phase sound healing business roadmap. The first phase is clarifying your identity as a sound healer, as a practitioner. This is what we worked on in day 2 this week, where we answered the question, who am I in the world of sound healing? What do I offer? Who is it for? And what makes it different? And if you're unclear here, your audience is going to be unclear as well. So in this phase, you define your niche, your story, your vibe, your brand. You define who you are and your quintessential voice and your signature style. so that when someone lands on your page or hears about your event, they can feel something real and genuine. Now, phase two, by the way, please take some notes if you're not already. So, phase one, clarifying your identity, your brand, and your signature style, which we went through a little bit on Tuesday. That was what Tuesday was all about, day two. Now, phase two is crafting an irresistible event and offering, crafting irresistible experiences. Sound baths are beautiful, but to build a business, you need to offer something that's designed to sell. And this means positioning your events and sessions in a way that speaks to what your audience truly wants, whether that's stress relief, deeper sleep, emotional healing, or a space to reconnect with themselves. You want to be able to craft experiences that solve problems and create transformations and that people are excited to pay for. Phase three, this is about building your event systems. This is your income anchor. This is the layer one that we talked about in day three yesterday. So I teach students how to build a monthly rhythm of group sound baths and how to get 20, 30, 40, 50 plus people showing up again and again at each event. This is what we went deep into yesterday on day three, finding the right venues, collaborating with existing communities, and filling rooms consistently by using key marketing strategies. And this is where your revenue starts to stabilize and your confidence grows. Now, phase four is all about nurturing and growing your audience. So now that public events are flowing, this phase is about building deeper connection and community and growing your email list from event attendees, building your social media following with intention, and developing referrals and word of mouth pathways. The focus here is audience nurture and expansion, not monetization yet. Right now, like I said earlier in the week, if they don't know you, they won't flow you, meaning your cash flow won't grow if the attention on you isn't growing. So phase five is to monetize beyond public events. Once your public event system is stable and dialed in and it's running like a Swiss watch, you want to start adding in being available for private bookings, private sound baths, corporate wellness offerings, retreats, and be available for other types of bespoke experiences tailored to specific groups, specific experiences, and specific types of retreats and that sort of thing. So you want to position yourself for premium opportunities in the world of private bookings. Now, finally, phase six is all about scaling and diversifying your income streams. So you're not just reliant on trading time for money and you're building a business that supports the life you want. So by the time you get here, you've already done a lot. You've built your brand and your identity. You've created offerings that people love. You have a lot of experience now. You've launched a public event system that generates consistent income and grows your audience. You've nurtured that audience and added premium private and corporate bookings to your business. Now you're ready to take things further. And this is where you can now add layers that create long-term income, passive revenue, and new levels of impact. One lesson that I learned that I'd like to share with you is, and this is also where I see a lot of sound healers get caught in their business and a lot of other types of entrepreneurs that I know as well, um, is that they try to do too many different things all at once, right? So my advice for you from experience is to go deep on only one thing at a time. So only focus on getting your public event system dialed in until you reach a level of mastery with it. where it's not feeling like effort anymore. Once you've got to a level of unconscious competence where you're almost feeling a little bit bored by it, even because you're so good at it now, where you're so natural at it, it barely challenges you anymore. That's when you know it's time to build the next system. And at that time, I would recommend starting to build your private client systems for private bookings. And once that system is dialed in and you have a great mix of both public events and private bookings happening at the same time, that's when it's time to get into phase six. And you get to choose how your business evolves. And my hope for you is that you do it from a place of stability and clarity and not chaos and guesswork. So that's the roadmap. And again, I'm not giving you the full how here. That's what the Sound Healer Blueprint course is for inside SoundQuest Academy. But now you can see there's a clear path, right? So you want to focus on one income stream at a time. So let's dive deeper into how to diversify your income streams in your sound healing business. And I'll give you some ideas here. And part of your work today is to decide on just one of your favorite income streams that you're going to commit to once you've got past phases 1 through 5, right? So this one income stream after public events, after private bookings is dialed in, this will be your third income stream after public events and private bookings. Again, if you try to do too many things at the same time, that's a recipe for burnout and failure. So let me go through some potential opportunities with you today. All right, so now I want to expand your thinking a little bit. The public event system I've taught you this week is the foundation. It's your income anchor. It builds your brand in the region where you live, and it's what leads to everything else. But once that's running consistently, I want you to see that there are many other ways to layer additional income streams on top of it. This is where we move from being a person who runs sound baths to being a sound healing entrepreneur with a business that can generate income in multiple ways from multiple markets, potentially on a global scale, and eventually from passive income streams too. So I'm going to show you the full list of options. You don't need to do all of these, by the way. Like I said, I want you to get inspired today and then narrow it down to one thing that you think lights you up, because the best way to find success is to do things that you enjoy doing and it doesn't feel like a grind. So I want you to just see if anything jumps out at you today, basically. And then I want you to pick one. That's your homework today. I want you to pick one and commit to it. So as you build your business over the next 1 to 2 years, I want you to start thinking like, what fits my brand? What would I actually enjoy doing? What aligns with my lifestyle goals? And because, yeah, once your public events are flowing and you have a growing audience, this is where you can start adding new offers and income streams in a very strategic way. So let's look at some options. The key here is you don't build all of this at once. You build one strong layer at a time, and that's what creates long-term success and sustainability. This is exactly the kind of business I help my Sound Healer Blueprint students build. Not just a couple events here and there, but a layered business that can grow and evolve with them over time. So let's start here with your core income streams. Everything we've been building this week in the challenge is focused on this foundation. So first, you want to have your public group sound bath events. This is your anchor system again. And I recommend setting up a monthly or bi-monthly sound bath event series at multiple locations throughout your region. This creates recurring monthly income and keeps your brand visible and grows your audience consistently. Next, you have private sound baths, and these can be for individuals, couples, or small groups. Often people will attend your public events, have a powerful experience and connection to you, and then inquire about booking a more personalized session. Then you have corporate sound baths, and this is a major growth area right now. Companies are looking for wellness experiences they can bring to their teams. And once you have a few public events and private sessions under your belt, it becomes easier to position yourself for corporate wellness programs, team building days, and offsite retreats. Leadership retreats are a very high ticket version of corporate work. I've done a lot of these personally. You're working with small groups of high level leaders, and the value of your work is perceived very highly here. So if you can dial in these five streams first: public events, private bookings, corporate events, executive retreats, you're already on the way to building a six-figure business with that alone. And once this foundation is stable, you can begin layering even more streams of income, which we'll talk about next. Now, let's talk about teaching and training. This is where many sound healers start to expand their impact and income beyond just live experiences. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through online courses. And once you've built some expertise and a personal brand, you can package what you know into a digital program that helps others, whether it's teaching sound healing techniques or, you know, any kind of niche that you're already an expert in. It doesn't even have to be related to sound healing, but it can cross pollinate with your sound healing events and your brand. And you can start to make your audience aware that you also offer like online coaching or some sort of program that helps someone in a specific niche area. And you can create evergreen courses, which are always available for students to go through at their own pace and on their own time. So it doesn't require you to live or sorry, to be live with them or run group coaching programs a few times a year where you actually work with a group one to many in a live setting, but remote, meaning you can do this online. And another great option is certification or teacher training programs. If you've developed your own method or style, you can start to train others and certify them. Certifications sell like hotcakes. Even though in sound healing there is no official governing body that manages the qualifications for sound healing, whenever you see someone's certification program, it's really just they came up with that from their own imagination, right? But still, people like to claim they're certified as sound healers. And so if you create your own certification program with your own method, eventually, then this can be a hot selling feature. Another thing is you can do one-on-one mentorship or coaching, which is another path. As your credibility grows, people will naturally reach out asking how they can learn from you directly. And this can become a premium offer in your business. And you can also run in-person workshops. People love that. If you have like a in-person training or event where you have people live come to you in a in-person setting, either on specific topics or as deep dive experiences. These can be layered into your event calendar or sold online as well. Like you can do workshops online as well. And finally, retreats with an educational component. This is a great way to combine live experiences with teaching. You might run a weekend retreat where you teach sound healing practices along with live sound baths or collaborate with someone who has an expertise in another area for retreats and charge premium rates for that type of immersive experience. And the beautiful thing here is that you don't have to choose just one. You can layer these in over time as your business and audience continues to grow. Every public event you run, remember this, is building trust and audience that can later flow into these other verticals of income that you're creating in your business. Now, let's look at another way to diversify your income, which is through content monetization and partnerships. First, there's YouTube ad revenue. And if you enjoy creating content and video, building a YouTube channel around sound healing can become a very powerful long-term asset. Having a video on YouTube is like having a digital piece of real estate that's permanently there. And as your videos gain views, you can earn ad revenue. And more importantly, YouTube helps you build global awareness of your brand. So I've seen some sound healing videos where someone's just sitting there doing a sound bath, playing the crystal bowls for 60 minutes, and that YouTuber has like tens of millions of views on their videos. And that YouTuber is making a lot of money from those videos in ad revenue. Next is Patreon or some sort of membership platform where you can create a membership where people pay monthly for exclusive content like guided sound baths, behind the scenes teachings, or live community sessions. And this can create recurring revenue that deepens connection with your audience. Maybe you could start a podcast, a sound healing podcast, or a podcast of something you passionate about that you want to talk about and interview people with. If you start a podcast or become a guest on other people's podcasts, there's also opportunities for podcast sponsorships. Brands will often pay to reach niche audiences through podcasts, especially in wellness and healing spaces. And on the partnership side, you can form corporate and spa partnerships. Many spas, wellness centers, and corporations want to offer sound healing experiences but don't have the expertise. And this creates an opportunity for you to come in and provide sessions or license your recordings. So, this whole strategy, content monetization, and partnerships is about extending the reach of your brand and earning income from work you're already doing or content you've already created. Now, let's talk about what I think are the highest ticket opportunities, meaning the highest earning opportunities right now in sound healing. These are the ones that can really move the needle in your income. First is executive leadership retreats. And I have some clients that, I only know a handful of these right now, but it's still, for example, there's a peer group that meets 14 times a year. These are like executives, and it's like an executive leadership retreat. And these are intimate, high-end experiences for leadership teams, and often in beautiful retreat settings like Hawaii or Whistler here in British Columbia, where I live. I'm constantly going up to Whistler, which is about a 2-hour drive from Vancouver. And I'm always going up there for these types of retreats. And I get hired for my flat rate. And, one client that does these 14 times a year, that equates to $14,000 a year in revenue for my business with that one connection alone, because my flat rate for that is $1,000. And so the perceived value of sound healing in these environments is very high. And so are the fees that you can charge. So this is one of the areas where I personally been doing a lot of work, and it's one of the fastest ways to add significant income to your business. Another client, again, I only know this one person, and last year I worked with her 28 different times at her retreats. She does a lot of retreat work in private groups, and I'm her go-to sound healer. So that added almost $30,000 in revenue to my business with that connection alone last year. So the next one is corporate wellness contracts. These are ongoing agreements where a company brings you in to provide regular sound healing experiences for their employees. And this might be a monthly series or a package of sessions across the year. And it gives you relatively predictable, high value income. And then there's high-end private sound baths, which are another great opportunity. Once you've built your brand, private clients will often pay premium rates for custom sound healing experiences, whether that's in their home, at an event, or some sort of special occasion. I've done things like um, what do you call it? It was like a bridal shower and or like a bachelorette sort of bridal shower thing, birthday parties, and other types of special occasions. And again, you can charge rates of $500, $1,500 per session. And the demand for this type of thing is growing. The industry of nightclubs and bars and alcohol consumption is statistically going down significantly. So people are looking for other ways to connect and go out and have an experience, but without having to be hungover the next day. And people want people. A lot of people are becoming very sober curious. So the demand for what we do is definitely growing. And you also have online high ticket coaching or mastermind groups or programs that you can offer as you deepen your expertise. Some clients will want to learn from you in a more personal way. And this is where you can offer premium online programs, just like how I do in my Sound Healer Mastermind program inside SoundQuest Academy, which is a year-long program that goes very, very deep, and it's very personalized and individually based. So I have more personalized attention to each person in that program, and we go for almost a full year together. So that's one example. And finally, facilitator training and certification programs. This is one of the ultimate long-term plays. When you've built a strong brand and a proven method, people will want to learn your approach and they'll investigate significantly in becoming certified through your program. And these are offers that can add thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to your business every year. And they naturally evolve as you grow your reputation and your presence in this field. And again, it all starts with that public event system, building trust and brand presence, which leads to these kinds of premium opportunities. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting phases, which is scaling into passive income. At first, most sound healers start out by trading time for money, doing events, private sessions, and retreats, and things like this. But over time, you want to start building streams of income that don't depend entirely on your time and your energy. So the first layer here is an evergreen online course. So this can be like your flagship or signature program. This is something that you can sell year round, even while you're traveling or focused on other parts of your life. So this has been one of the, best things in terms of my business. For example, my Sound Healer Blueprint course is always open for enrollment. And that's an example of how you can also create a sustainable, scalable income stream. Next, you can offer a subscription membership. This could be like access to a library of recorded sound baths, guided meditations, or even live community sessions each month. Memberships are powerful because they create recurring monthly income, giving you more stability and predictability in your business. Another great option would be licensing your recordings. You can license your sound bath tracks if you want to do more professional recordings or guided meditations for apps, yoga studios, spas, or wellness centers. I know a sound healer that Joe Dispenza licenses their recordings for his live events, and that those tracks are being played for thousands and thousands of people. And he's basically tapping into Joe Dispenza, which is a big name, tapping into his following and getting a lot of exposure that way. So you create the content once and then continue to earn from it over time. So you can also sell digital products like individual sound bath tracks, meditation bundles, or even short mini courses. And these are great entry points for people who are new to your work and want to taste, like they want a taste of what you can offer them. Then there's affiliate marketing, and this is another simple way to add passive income. So, as a trusted voice in the sound healing space, You can partner with brands that you love, such as, companies that make instruments, wellness products, and that sort of thing, and earn a commission on all the sales that you refer. So, an example for me would be Mindful Meds. They're a functional mushroom supplement company, and I have made some pretty good money just sharing my affiliate link to my following in my newsletters and on Instagram. And when people click my affiliate link, I earn a 20% commission off every sale. And sometimes people buy subscriptions to their products through my link. And that gives me a bit of a drip every month of passive income. Another person, you can refer people to other people's programs and that sort of thing and make a commission from that. And finally, YouTube content. If you build a YouTube channel, like I said earlier, and start getting a lot of views, you can earn ad revenue. And more importantly, your channel can become a global driver of traffic to all your other offerings that you have on the go. Honestly, I think, YouTube is a really cool thing to explore. That might be something. I mean, I already have a YouTube channel that just started to monetize recently. But if I was to focus in on it and grow it, I think there's a lot of potential there. And so that's what I would recommend exploring for you today. Either, an online, creating an online course, and I have some great resources that I can refer to you about how to build an online course and how to scale it up and invite people into your program. There's specific methods that you can use to attract people to your courses. So if you're interested, drop it in the chat and I can refer you to someone who taught me a ton about all of this. So yeah, the key to passive income is this. You don't need to build it all at once. You layer it in strategically. And once your public events, your private bookings and premium offerings are flowing, then you can start layering in these other income streams. But when you do this well, you start to create a business that supports your freedom and flexibility and gives you options, and the world starts to open up. You can take time off, travel, simply reduce the number of live sessions that you're doing while continuing to earn. So, you know, 5 years ago, I was doing 12 to 15 events a month, like before COVID came along. But now I've reduced my public sound bath events to maybe four, maybe five events a month, let's say, on average, because I have all these private bookings happening and I also have other income streams happening at the same time. And that's what I want for you, a business that's not only serving others, but also serves a life that you want to be living. So let's talk about what it really takes to create lasting success, which is building a long-term brand. And this is about positioning yourself not just as a local practitioner, but as a trusted, recognized voice in the world of sound healing. It's it all starts with consistency. Delivering public sound bath events consistently in your region is one of the best ways to build a strong local presence. And when people see your name come up again and again in studios, on Eventbrite, through word of mouth, through your newsletters, through your social media, you become the person that they think of when they think of sound healing. You become sort of the authority of sound healing in your region. And from there, having a signature high ticket online course gives you a global platform. So you go beyond the region where you live, and it allows people from around the world to learn from you. And like a certification and teacher training program can take that even further. They don't just generate income, they build your legacy. And you're trying to train the next generation of sound healers, and those facilitators will carry your name and methods into their own communities. But again, your online programs that you offer to on a global scale doesn't have to be correlated to sound healing and training others in sound healing. It can be something that maybe you're more passionate about teaching others. For example, I've had a student in the past who created a course about helping women with ADHD. And yeah, I've seen some very interesting results come out of my academy about, what people are choosing. Like another student that came through, they have a course and an online program and a system online with a signature program and then a high ticket mastermind program about, having a successful long-term relationship, and like how to navigate relationships. So that is very inspiring to see that. A YouTube channel is another powerful long-term asset. It helps you reach a global audience and continually attracts new people into your world, all while building trust through offering value in the form of video content. And you can also expand your reach through podcast interviews. If you're interested, drop it in the chat if you're interested in becoming guests on podcasts. I have a resource where how you can consistently get booked on podcasts and get speaking engagements and speak on stages. And this puts you in front of a whole new audience and positions you as a thought leader, not just a practitioner. Writing a book, if you're interested in that, is another incredible brand builder. A lot of people with personal brands also have a book, and this gives you credibility. It creates new opportunities and it allows you to leave something lasting that can reach people for years to come. I'm thinking about creating a sound healer success guide, maybe like a free book that will evolve and I can give away for free. And it becomes sort of a calling card for my work. And you could do the same for you. And finally, building partnerships with high-end wellness brands, luxury hotels, in vacation destinations and retreat centers reconnects your name with trusted and premium experiences. And these kind of collaborations elevate your brand and open doors to even more high value opportunities. So the big idea here is this. You're not just building a business, you're building a brand, an identity, a reputation, and a body of work that will grow over time and open doors for you can't even see yet. And when you approach your business in this way with a long-term vision, you're not only going to create more income, you're going to create more impact and a legacy that lasts. So here's what I want you to get from today. You don't have to guess your way through this. You don't need to watch countless hours of YouTube or try to reverse engineer someone else's Instagram page. You just need a system and a path and someone who's walked it. So whether or not you choose to join the Sound Healer Blueprint course after this week together, I want you to leave today knowing this. There is a way forward. There's a structure that works. You don't have to figure all this out alone. And if you're serious about creating a six-figure sound healing business, it starts with committing to the process, not just the vision. So here's your homework for today. Share your biggest takeaway from today's session in the Facebook group and decide on your third income stream after public sound bath events and private bookings. What out of all of those options that I just shared with you is the one that jumps out at you the most and that you're going to decide and commit to and go deep on? And then I want you to share where you're currently at. Like, what's one thing that might be, you know, tripping you up? Is there something that's making you feel stuck, holding you back, or keeping you playing small? And I want you to name that if there's anything that feels like a barrier still on your path towards success, and post it in the group and let yourself be seen in that. And I would love to support you in shifting your mindset and reframing that limited belief system. Because when you name what's stuck, you begin to move through it, right? The way to move through something that's holding you back is to admit that it's there. So yeah, share your wins as well. Like what are you having any breakthroughs? Are you having any aha moments? Are you having anything that's inspiring you right now? Is this lighting you up? Say yes in the chat if you're feeling motivated and excited about, your path forward in sound healing. And tomorrow on day 5, we're going to bring it all together on day 5, and I'm going to help you cast a vision for your sound healing business 12 months from now. I'll show you how to take what we've built this week and map it forward into a thriving, abundant practice. So you don't want to miss tomorrow. So let's open it up for a open discussion.